business. We sell pecans. That's our main thing that we grow here. We also sell baked goods. We're going to get to walk through the bakery. I'm going to show you what happens when the pecans are processed. If you remember in the last part, you can walk over here. You saw pecans first. We have this machine called a shaker, and it has like 2 arms, and it shakes the legs. Pecans drop, they get swept up, they get shoved into this kind of hole right here, where it's like a big gathering, like it's a collecting pit, and then they come up and into this building. I'm going to open this garage door.
Hey, jump in that, B-Ron.
Jump in that. I'm about to tape in it.
So when they come up here, this little pecan elevator, they come into this big drying hopper where they get dried. They're still on the shelf. Then the bugs, the leaves, the sticks, and everything get separated through this vacuum. It uses air. You can adjust the air pressure for what you want to take out of the harvest. Then the pecans need to be sized. They need to be sized because that's how we crack the shells and then we shell them. So this is the sizer. We have these wooden crates. They get set under there and they collect them. If you notice there's a number on the side of every crate, that's how much the crate weighs. So then we weigh it on that scale and then subtract how much the crate weighs to see how much pecans we harvested. That's it for this building. Now we're going to go right there across into that building.
You might as well hop in that too.
Watch out for anything that might go down. Alright, so after they leave plant 1, they come over here to plant 2. This is like a dump. None of that. This is like a dump. The wooden crate gets put right here, gets dumped into this big bin. They go up another elevator. This is the washing machine. Our pecans are organically grown, biologically grown, so we don't use any chemicals anywhere on the farm. This is the only place because food and safety requires we use a light chlorine solution to wash them. Still on the shelf. We go up here, into this bin, out of there, up there again, and this is the shell cracker. So these things go in and out, crack the shells into itty bitty pieces. They get spat out onto this little conveyor belt. Come up here again. This is where the shell pieces get removed. There's 5 streams that they fall through to remove the pieces. And then hopefully the cracked and shelled pecans get spit out into more wood crates that sit here. And then this is where the shell goes. So after that, they get brought over here. That boiler creates hot air, which gets like fanned up on the pecans to dry them out. Because when they're harvested, they have moisture in them, they're still wet. And you have to dry them before you eat them so they're nice and, crisp. So that's the dryer, that's the last stop in here. And we're gonna go into this room. You can all just gather in like a little half circle right there. Yeah, it's nice and cool in there. I'm just going to show you that. Most contemporary pecan companies sort using a digital eye, which it's a camera that looks at each pecan. Pecans only produce a harvest every other year, so on an off year we need to use the frozen ones. So that's our cooler. Oh no.
This is.
Oh my god.
Pecans. Good jacket.
All right, so this room right here that y'all are in, this is our packaging room. Oh no. This is where we package things up. You have your stickers, we have heat sealers, shrink wrap, boxes, bags, and barrels with product in it. So this is where we pack things up. And then coming right in here, this is one of our mixers that we have. This mixer is over 100 years old and we still use it to make our cakes and our breads. Make up to 100, like batter for up to 100 cakes in this mixer. It's from 1910. So over 100 years old. Then this oven, we don't know how old it is because we got it used, but Geneva, our baker, can make up to 200 cakes, pies, breads in there. They're like little shells that rotate. Hey, Geneva! And the shelves rotate. Alright. So that's this main room. Coming into here, this is the granola room. This is another over 100-year-old mixer right here. This is where Geneva makes the granola. This bottom part heats up, and then this little blade mixes the granola and cinnamon spice pecans too. Puts in the oven to crisp it up. So this is the second room. Then this is everyone's favorite room, the chocolate room. This is also where we're gonna get samples.
Okay.
So everyone can follow me in here.
Yes, Dad.
It's a little too cold enough.
Can you, if you close the door when you come in, just go right. Alright. So, yeah, this is our sample tray. Please feel free to take some. This is milk. This is our milk chocolate. This is dark chocolate espresso, so be careful. This has coffee in it. It has caffeine. This is hickory smoked pecans. This is cinnamon. What? It's all edible. This is cinnamon spice pecans, and this is dark chocolate. So, chocolate. That's milk chocolate. Milk, espresso, dark chocolate, hickory smoke, and cinnamon spice. So this is where we get the orders in. We communicate with Geneva, who you saw in the bakery. She's the head baker. She makes stuff for us, so we let her know what we need, and then we get the order. We put it in a box. We seal it up. We put it here, and then FedEx, USPS, or UPS will come pick it up. These are some old signs that Steve has been finding in the barn. I think they're pretty nifty. So this is our shipping. So when I open the door, you're just gonna head straight into that room that you see where the
Brian, I have to make sure, right?
He dropped the book in there.
I didn't drop the book.
I got you let me hold it, right? Cause I'm uphill with it.
Drop that phone. You paid for it, right? Paid. Right?
I got you.
Official rules.
I'll be right.
Alright, so today we have Jen and Michael and the Koinonia Farms,
I'm like
right? They're going to spend some time with us, telling us a little bit about their farm, to give us like a brief history of the vegetable farm. What was like the ideas behind it, how it started up, how you guys came about actually establishing the farm.
So the vegetable part of the
Yeah, the vegetable part of the farm.
okay. So Koinonia was started, and they did vegetable farming to begin with, but it kind of dwindled away for a little while. And they received a grant to bring back the vegetable farm along with some other things. So we started it back up about a year ago with the purpose of providing food for the community and to start to outreach to the community around us. And so that was started in looking towards moving towards where we can hold workshops to help teach others how to grow sustainable at home.
So one of the questions I'll ask you is, actually I should have asked that first.
Okay.
What are you guys' backgrounds, right? Like, not with reference to farming, like what did you originally do before you came to Koinonia Farms?
So before I came to Koinonia, I was the store manager of a retail store for about 13 years, and then I worked in a lawyer's office for a few minutes. But I started gardening at home, and I always did it as just like a hobby thing. And then I started volunteering at a community garden, and that's where I learned how to kind of farm on this kind of scale. And the community farm was developed in a food desert to help feed the community. And when the opportunity came to Koinonia, they reached out to the guy that was running the farm, and he wanted me to take up something I could do. He thought I would be great at it, so here I am.
Oh, well, you, Michael. I know you had. Remember you told me when we met last year. You left and then you came back. You were here as an intern first. So give us an idea, like what being an intern is like and stuff like that.
Okay, so yeah, I came in the fall of 2013 to do the internship, which was a 3-month commitment initially. And what brought me here was just like, at the time, was the Christian community aspect and living out your faith, and yeah, just kind of actually following your values and not just like going to church on Sunday and forgetting about it. And then I decided to stay for a year after that, and then I decided to stay for a year after that. But I had no real experience with like farming, gardening, like animals, pecans, anything. What first kind of opened me up to the idea was as part of the internship we had like study sessions where we would get together a couple times a week and like read different books and talk about them together. And there was one book, The One Straw Revolution by Masanobu Fukuoka, who developed a really interesting method for farming in Japan. And then we also read a book called Cows Save the Planet, which was more specifically about how regenerative farming can put all this excess carbon in the atmosphere, partially causing global warming, and put it into the soil where it belongs and where it can stay safely for hundreds or thousands of years. And that idea kind of got me really interested in it. However, before I really actively got involved in any of it, I decided to leave and go back home to Michigan, just to be with friends and family, do something different. And then last year, like maybe 12 or 13 months ago now, I was talking with Bren, the director, and they were interested in having someone come who could help work with the pecan orchards and focus on those, and ideally not be pulled into all the different areas of work we have around here. There's lots of different things we do. Yeah, they wanted someone who was passionate about it and who could focus on it and give it the attention it needed. So yeah, I came last May and started learning more actively about managing the pecan orchards, and I've learned a lot since then, and hopefully this year we get a good harvest. That's the background.
So, could you guys give us an idea of what you have in the ground right now? Like, you know, if you could just give us a
What's
slight-
growing in the garden right now?
Yeah.
So right now we have just started, for the spring, we've started our squash, zucchini, cucumbers. We are about to put our peppers in the ground. We've got the tomatoes. We have onions, potatoes, strawberries, lettuce, kale, and then we have broccoli, cabbages.
Right.
So we've got a wide variety. Right now is a wide variety of a little bit of some cool weather stuff still in, and some of the warms starting to get planted. So.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So you got like a wide variety, which is good, right?
Mhm.
You guys have any? What crops you guys have planned for like the fall? Like when these are out, I'm guessing.
So once the warmer stuff is out, we'll take half the plots and they will get cover crops, and then the others will have will probably have been cover crop during the summer, and will get cut down, and they will become the homes for. We'll plant onions in the fall. Because these onions we planted over here were planted in November, so they overwinter. We'll plant carrots, beets, turnips, cabbages, lettuce, kale, broccoli, and probably a few other things that I don't remember because I get carried away with planting sometimes.
So my other question would be like, if you have to give like one form of advice or one specific strategy for somebody who's new to like to developing a garden, or what advice would you give them?
Start small and kind of get your practices and know how different things work in your area before you jump in and go large scale and completely overwhelmed. So
What about you, Michael? What advice do you give somebody?
My advice would be have no experience, and take on the management of like 40 to plus acres of pecans. It's working out for me. My advice would be read some books about regenerative farming. I'm reading Call of the Reed Warbler right now, which is about kind of the history of how it's come back into being something that a lot of people are doing. Some places that started it in Africa, some places in Australia. Just how, like if you can see kind of the difference that is made after trying regenerative farming for even just a couple of years or a few years, and then also like looking at what people have done after 40 years of it, building topsoil from like an inch of topsoil to a foot, 2 feet deep topsoil. That's all carbon that came out of the atmosphere and got put into the ground in various ways. Water. The water cycle works a lot better when you start doing that. You get carbon in the soil, microorganisms that are kind of helping the whole system work. Water, instead of just kind of running off cracked dry land and taking what little dusty soil is on top into the rivers. Good, healthy soil can draw the water down into it, draw it down deep, create reserves so that your droughts are less harmful, while also being able to hold air within the soil so that flooding is less harmful. Soil health can just fix a whole lot of our problems that we've created as humans, and I think it's really beautiful to see what can be done over time on small scales, and that it can be scaled up to big farming operations too.
I have a question. What do you like most about your job?
For me, part of it is like just the freedom that I have within my schedule to like think about what I need to do and do it, and not have to just kind of like follow someone else's structure, I guess. I like the idea that I'm working with nature to try to solve problems and create healthy food and a healthy environment where microbes and insects and animals and the final resulting crop can all be kind of working together in harmony. Yeah, I think it's just kind of a beautiful thing that I can be a part of.
So if you had any inspirational words or inspiring words from a young up and coming farmer, what would it be?
I'm not sure on that. Other than just like pick something.
Pick something?
Start. Again, start small.
Okay.
But if you can pick something and start it, sometimes the hardest thing I think is actually getting started.
Nice.
When I was back in Michigan for a while, I thought about doing some gardening, and you can think about it for the whole planting season and then not get to it, and then you'll think about it for the whole next planting season and not get to it. So if you can really like start something and just kind of maintain it and maybe add to it as you find more time or more passion for it. So I would say just find something that works with what time you have and start.
I have one more question. What's the hardest part about being a farmer?
I would say consistent.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like different climactic factors that can hinder you. Like in one of our orchards right now, we planted a new pecan orchard 2 years ago, and it's not irrigated yet, and pecans can take a lot of water, and so like if that's not irrigated, that's me spending a week watering each tree by hand, or otherwise just having less healthy orchard.
Okay.
So
say if I went to start a farm by myself, how much money would I have to invest to start one?
that's something I have no
idea
background in, because I was able to just come here and they've had like a lot of this set up.
But you can, I mean, it depends on many factors. Like if you're wanting to just start like a little small food plot,
Yeah.
you could get started with enough money, you know, to buy seeds and something to water with. You
Okay.
know, that could get you started right there, and then you could learn to grow from it. So it doesn't take a lot, you know, to start a small personal farm. If you're wanting to do large, big scale farming, that would be where you need probably more equipment and things like that. But you can start farming with 5-gallon buckets and some soil. So
I was thinking about growing something, but I want to start off like real small, like a vegetable garden or something like that. And I was trying to see how can I turn that vegetable garden into bigger.
So when I first started at home, I had a small little strip, probably like this wide, and it was probably like 20 feet long. And
Nice.
I had maybe a few tomatoes, a few cucumbers, a few squash, and just a few different things. Half of that stuff died because I didn't know what I was doing, but the few things that did come out of there, you know, you were super excited when you picked your first squash and stuff, so you see the good that came out of it and don't focus on, well, I can't grow because this tomato plant died. Look at, oh, I did really good, this squash is doing great. Okay, next I'll learn something a little bit more. So it just, you're not going to get it all at once. I learn more from my mistakes I have made than I do reading up all kinds of stuff. A lot of times, can I grow this? I don't know. I'm going to try. So I learned from that.
So I'm just curious. What is the profit you guys get from making you guys' crops and stuff? Like the profit you get back from it?
We don't.
But I don't know. Remember they said they didn't grow for profit. They don't make
Oh, okay.
this
Now,
isn't profit.
the pecans,
Pecans are, and I'm not sure how much we actually make off of it, but it can be a really valuable crop.
Okay.
one of the problems is
Step back a
that
little
right
bit.
now we only have like 20-ish acres out of a lot more than that we have that are actually productive, because we're still finding ways to deal with certain like diseases without chemicals and stuff. So the orchard
Okay.
across the street on the right side of that dirt road is our main productive orchard. And it does really well, but pecans also tend to be alternate bearing, where they'll have a large crop one year and then less of a crop the next year.
Right.
And that particular variety is really strongly that way. So like last year there was no harvest, and so this year hopefully there's a harvest. But so some of that we sell like in bulk places. A lot of it we also put into our bakery, where there's like chocolate and date nut bread and peach cake and then just like smaller amounts of pecans and stuff. And so that kind of feeds into our larger business of the mail order business that really sustains us.
Nice, nice.
The off years where it's not producing as much, we actually buy organic pecans from someone a little over an hour away from us, because not a lot of places in Georgia are doing organic pecans.
So do you ever go through shortages with pecans and stuff, like the major crops that people want to buy?
I don't think that we've had shortages, just because like we do have the resource of going to this other farmer,
Right.
and like on our off years and buying that. So I don't think we have shortages of it.
Okay.
And we're also like investing in this new orchard that we planted 2 years ago. So in the next 8 years, it'll start producing more, and then a little bit beyond that, it'll start producing a lot heavier. So that's something I'm really excited about, being able to watch grow from like just a couple feet high to getting to be 50 feet high, hopefully when I'm here in 30, 40 years. So.
Nice.
All right, well, thank you guys for spending time with us this morning. You know, giving us a whole appreciation of what you guys do here at Koinonia Farms. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, no problem. And you did it.